Okay, thank you. Welcome all to the issue triage meeting for upstream Kubernetes. Let's get started. So this one is already assigned to Saurav. Saurav, are you on the call? And have you already taken a look at this one?
I don't think it's on the call.
Okay. Okay, looks like he's been taking a look. I can reach out to him again and check if there's an update on this one. Moving over to the next one. This is assigned to me. I haven't gotten a chance to take a look at it, but that's what I'm targeting this week. I should have an update on this one. Yeah, this is the user is trying to create a pod node and that is not able to fit the pod. Okay, yeah, I'll take a look at this one. Migrate Ginkgo expectations to operator package. Looks like it's assigned. It's assigned to someone already. Okay, this is just moving over stuff that we have expectations for Ginkgo testing and operator PKG. And we have a duplicate. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty clear triage accepted, right?
yeah. Okay, I can remove needs triage.
You can just do triage accepted.
Okay.
That will remove the needs triage label and add the accepted one. No hyphen.
Okay. I'm not sure if it did what it's supposed to do. Okay, I think I
Okay.
don't, yeah.
Yeah, I can go ahead and go along with you and add the labels.
Okay, sounds good.
Do
Thanks.
we need a sorry, I don't know if we have the process of like I think a few of us don't have the powers to change the things even you were assigned. Should we go do we need to get ourselves into some group so that we can move? Yeah.
Yeah, so this is going to be based on, I don't know if you just need to be a member of Kubernetes SIGs or if you need to be a reviewer on the repo specifically. I think it might just be that you need to be a member of Kubernetes SIGs.
Yeah, that's what it
So
is.
yeah,
When I recently did there was the request for membership for Kubernetes, and then Kubernetes SIGs. It was like all done in one. And since I've been brought into Kubernetes SIGs, I've been able to do the label assignments and stuff.
Mhm.
Do you have a doc or a process for that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
grab the PR.
Well, I think there's the I want to say it's in the contributing doc in the main repo. Contributing guidelines.
I can take a look.
It might not actually. Oh no, it looks like it talks about the general membership process. So I can go ahead and send that. Yeah, so I just linked that in chat.
Is that any different than the provider one? I'm guessing it is, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, so this is specifically like the Kubernetes
Yeah.
org process for adding reviewers and stuff to a project.
Okay, I guess next time I come back, I would have done this so that I could add labels. Okay. I'll move over to the next issue, spot to spot consolidation. Okay, looks like Jonathan is assigned to it. Let's just grow to peak capacity, but they don't scale it down. Okay, this is related to consolidation. Looks like there's a lot of activity on this one. See. Okay. I see a lot of people running into this issue, so probably something to take a look at and investigate more. So
Yeah, I'd say probably needs investigation. Jonathan may have more context, but
yeah,
this almost seems like it may be more of a feature request for end-to-end consolidation,
yeah.
rather than our current supported end-to-one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like that. Jason, do you wanna go ahead and add that label?
Yep, just did.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving over to the next one, mutating webhook.
I asked for more information. What is our process for closing things if they haven't replied? You just go to the bottom, I asked for more information, but it's been a month.
Yeah, so we can put this in triage needs investigation. That will, I don't know if we need to manually scale it out, but with triage needs investigation, I believe that closes it out after 4 weeks.
Okay.
Sorry, this already has the needs information label on it.
It doesn't. It only has. It still has needs triage. So
Yeah, I'm not able to move the thing. I need to do the same thing and get myself into the permissions or the groups, but then yeah, this one already asked for more information.
Yeah, so needs investigation is 4 weeks, Jason, and how long is needs information?
I think they're the same. And then triage solved is 2 weeks.
Can we go ahead and just throw, yeah, the needs information on this for now then?
Yep.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, I'll move over to the next one.
It's
Yeah.
14.
Waiting at terminating for us. Was someone saying something about this one?
I think I'm assigned to this. I think I mentioned something already. You just go to the bottom again. Once again, need to get myself the permissions of the group, but I think I asked for more information and I've yet, yeah, right here, and I've yet to get anything back again. And it's also been a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
The labels are on the issue?
I
think
guess
it's
I'm
been
trying to
trashed.
add.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I was
Oh.
trying to, but I couldn't. So I guess.
Okay. Yeah, we're both active group, so yes.
Well,
Yeah.
I went ahead and added it.
Thanks.
So
Thank you. Okay. Moving over to this one. Okay. Looks like Jason, you are assigned to it. Do you have any update on this one?
I have not had a chance to take a closer look yet. Yeah, I'll throw a triage needs investigation on this.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so this would be already something available in audit logs, right? And is the case then that they're not able to, they don't have access to these? Or do they want an event specifically on the node claim? I actually don't know if we do this today or not, but do they want the event
We-
on the node claim?
We do. Now, we don't give specific events per pods, if I recall correctly. Um,
Okay, so it's just like a PDB block this node claim from disruption.
yeah. Or I don't even think it specifies a PDB. It's just that like n number of pods have blocked drain.
Yeah, so I guess without reading it much more, we're not even calling the eviction API, right? Because
Well, for PDBs, we do call the eviction API.
I thought that we were looking at PDBs before we do any of that.
No, so there's two parts to it. For voluntary disruption, so for consolidation and drift, we do a check for PDBs first, to see if there are any like permanently blocking or any PDBs with like say min unavailable or max unavailable 0.
Mm-hmm.
We won't disrupt for that. But when we actually start handling drain, yeah, we're just calling the eviction API, and the eviction API, if the node cannot be, or if the pod cannot be evicted based on PDBs, then we get a 429 back.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense since I've been looking at the voluntary disruption side of things.
Okay, I guess we have the needs investigation on this one. Moving over to consolidation with spot by default is not appropriate. Dee, do you have an update on this one?
I haven't looked at specifically at this, but I can remove the rotten label.
Okay.
Or is it still there? Yeah.
Yeah, it says rotten. And if you could also add needs investigation if you are to look into it more. Okay, I guess I can move over to the next one. Error missing required start obtained. Read again this one. Have you taken a look? They have start obtains on their node pool, but they're seeing errors saying it's missing required start obtained.
I mean, this is the custom mommy family issue, right?
Yes, I haven't. Yeah, it's the custom army one.
The PR194 should fix this, right?
Well,
Yeah, so there's a couple things here. I need to look and just double check that this is the case. Hold on, let's see. Can you go back to the view of the node? Scroll down more, please. Oh, a little more, a little more. Okay, so here. Yeah, I need to. I need to look at it more. Because if there's something here where the taint was removed and it's considering this invalid, that's a problem. Yeah, so I'll look into this more separately. We're also looking at creating a patch that removes this requirement for the custom Alamy family. I think the original idea behind making it invariant was that it would be harder for people to get into a case where they have a race condition that they can't understand or that things are not happening the way that we would expect, but also it looks like if people are using GitOps to manage their resources and then also the controller separately, you could end up in this chicken and egg problem, especially on a pre-V1 to V1 upgrade. And so rather than block the behavior entirely, we're looking to change it such that an event is emitted saying, hey, this is a potential issue. We've seen it before. Here's the issue that talks about the exact race condition. You may see some unexpected behavior, but we will not block the node from registering or the node claim from registering. I think we can move on.
Okay. If any of you could go ahead and add needs investigation label to this. I'll move over to the next one. Node not ready disruption controller. So just reasons. I think this should be taken care by node repair, right? It's a controller that is looking at nodes that become ready and go into not ready.
I think I mentioned something in this thread. Can you scroll down? And keep scrolling, please. No. Yeah, I think it's fine to leave because node repair should address this. Maybe a comment pointing them to the feature and the release of Karpenter that includes node repair.
Okay, yeah, this one I can take. Yeah, I can add that.
Yeah, it should be quick. Don't even spend too much time on it.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I've taken a note for that one. Okay. Support per node or per daemon set cost adjustments.
It's like node overlay, right?
Yeah. Similar situation. So for these kinds, do we usually just link the issue for node overlay and probably remove the rotten label, right?
Yeah, direct them to the mega issue.
Okay. I can link that. I'll make a note of that one.
Yeah, for what it's worth, I don't know if this is necessarily fully covered by node overlay. At least node overlay in the current design doesn't give you a way to be flexible to like, if this daemon set schedules on this node, increase my price by that much.
I don't think the per daemon set stuff is included.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I assume the idea there is maybe you're running Datadog as daemon set.
I can at least start with Jason, can you remove the rotten taint and probably label, and I can respond to this one.
What were we planning for the label? Needs investigation
Um,
or needs information?
I think needs investigation.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that added.
Yeah. Okay. Publish no claim resource request as metrics and Karpenter. Bring back over and this as a metric from Karpenter. Okay, I think they want a way to look at the CPU requests. memory requests for a node as a metric. I don't think there's been much interaction on this one. So I think, yeah, we can add needs investigation to this one, I guess. Like, unless somebody has something else in mind.
It's pretty clear cut. It's a feature, right?
Yeah. It's a feature.
Yeah, then I think triage accepted is fine. I think what we've said in the past is that triage accepted does not necessarily mean that the project would accept a feature. It's just that we've
No.
triaged it. It is a feature.
Okay. Got
Uh,
it. Okay.
Yeah,
I
unless
guess.
anyone thinks that's unclear. I think we're still trying to learn what some of these triage ones should mean precisely. Yeah, Omiko.
I think if you have a situation where you're marking it as triage accepted, but but what you're really saying is like, we'll evaluate this, but there's no guarantee it'll make it in. Like, I would just add that to the comment. I think it's pretty clear, what's going on.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, thanks for the input. Definitely appreciate second opinions on this.
Yeah, it's like, characters are pretty cheap in the comments, so it's like, add
Yeah.
an extra sentence.
Okay, I can respond to that one if you could if Jason you could remove the Rodney
Yeah.
label from it.
I can go ahead and just respond in the same message I throw triage accepted in it.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Empty 3x large spot instance is not getting deleted. Okay, looks like there's an empty node that's not being removed. Deleted, but those. Okay. Okay. I can take a look at this one. It's not yet assigned and probably needs investigation. Jason, if you could assign me and add that label.
You should be able to assign yourself.
Oh,
I
okay.
think assignment is something you don't need to be in the org to do. Triaging, closing issues, etc.
Got it.
That
Got
you do.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, I can take a look at this one. Karpenter does not respect reasons and budgets. Person doesn't have budgets. Entrepreneur. Undefined, utilize nodes. Budget window. Schedule in general.
I think I had taken a look at a few issues where there was some confusion around the way that the budget's docs wording was.
Yeah, could we
I can take a
check that 1939 issue that's closed?
I don't remember what the number is. That sounds
The linked out one here.
yeah, I think that's the one I was talking about. So I can take a closer look at this one, see if it's also just docs confusion, and I would like to probably, based on that, get an update into the docs. I don't think there's nothing wrong in the docs today, but I can see the way that some people are misinterpreting it. Specifically, I think budgets, the semantic is kind of inverted from how most people tend to try and reason about it, where it's you start out allowing everything and you restrict down rather than the other way around of default don't allow anything and um, add like allowance.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll assign this one to myself and
Oh, okay. I was almost about to
oh, okay.
Okay, then. Since done, moving over to the next one. Borrow mechanism between node pools and Karpenter. Right. Node pool to borrow CPU cores from another node pool. Is this related to DRA?
I don't know. Well, no, I don't think it's related to DRA. I don't know if this is really something that doesn't already exist. Like node pools aren't like pods and don't have a one-to-one mapping with node pools they can schedule to, unless that's what like the user has set up via like label selectors, taints tolerations, etc. So
Yeah, I'm not sure how, I guess I'm not sure how this um isn't something that can be set up via like weights for multiple node pools.
yeah, I think this one's definitely a needs investigation to understand like the exact problem that's trying to be solved. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because I have a feeling that like the use case that they're trying to target today is something that Carpenter already supports.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I can assign this to myself and take a closer look at what is the use case here.
Mhm. Yeah, don't feel the need either to assign too many things to yourself. We don't need to get all of these assigned out uh,
Yeah.
in this meeting. I just say that because I noticed like you've been, if no one pipes up, you've been assigning to yourself. Don't overload yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've yeah, I forget. Do we have a priority also given for triage labels?
Oh, that is something that Jonathan added last week to the repo.
We added though to the Kubernetes 6 Carpenter one
Uh, that I think so, but I can't remember.
because this seems like a long-term planning or just a feature request that's not super urgent and we can bucket it into that.
Yeah, okay. So these labels are in the upstream repo. What I don't know is what the prow commands to add them are.
Okay. Let me see if I
Mhm.
can find where Jonathan added it to an issue because I definitely saw it go in last week somewhere.
Yeah. I can move on until then. Yeah. If you're able to find it, read, let us know. Upgrade issue from 35 to 1.0. I had responded to this one. I don't think they came back with an answer. I tried to assign needs information label to it, and I guess I wasn't able to succeed in that. So, Jason, if you could do that for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do we want to just close this one out since the only reason it unstaled is because you unstaled it? I don't think
Yeah.
any response since September.
Yes, they haven't. I think we can close them out. Will I be able to do that?
No, that's one of the things you need the Kubernetes 6 membership to do.
Got it. Okay. Um, no problem. Yeah, I can get those permissions and close this out with a comment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that may take a bit. I can go ahead and close it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
It took a few weeks for me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Moving over to ability to ability to configure rate limit options for no claim reconciles. You would like to customize rate limiting configuration. You would have about 1K no claims and we have 1,000 concurrent reconciliations.
Yeah, I think this is something we had talked about in working group. Yeah, so being able to actually surface some of the rate limiting options from, I think the particular example was the node claim lifecycle controller. Yeah, I think this is probably a similar one where it's like, yes, this is a feature, but I think we would need it. It's one I know we're hesitant to actually accept into the project.
Yeah, don't we already do batching?
No, not for like node claim launch.
general.
Yes, for like for the EC2 provider, we batch the run instance calls or the create fleet calls that come out of it, but we don't actually batch the like node claim launches.
Isn't that their primary concern though? The current config, we would be making a lot of AWS API invocations.
It may be. I can't remember. Yeah, I guess it looks like inside this issue themselves, it's calling out some.
And so I'm wondering if like pointing to the batching is sufficient and saying, hey, just because there's a bunch of these concurrent reconciles on the cloud provider side, we are able to address this high churn.
Right. Yeah, now granted, I don't think everything's batched. I don't
I
think
don't
term
think everything is, but
batched, for instance. But yeah, I think it's something probably needs information. We need to drill more into the use case and
if nothing else, it could be useful for this person that requested this to see that some of it is being done.
yeah. I think that is something we discussed in working group when this had been brought up before, but that was back in probably October, so I don't recall for sure.
Got it. Anyone wants to take that up, pointing them to what we have as of today?
Yeah, I can go ahead. I actually just had to pull up the batching code for something else, so I already have it up in a
Okay.
tab to reference
Got
it to.
Got it. I'll assign it to you, Jason, then.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, thank you. For disruption schedule. Cron format schedule. Okay. I think there's some discussion going on here.
It just seems, is this another,
Disruption.
yeah, like a disruption budget question?
I can take a quick look, but I wonder if we should have a mega issue for all the disruption budget scheduling so that we can gather all the feedback. Because it seems like maybe the doc's not obvious on how to do certain things, and we gather all maybe we can write something in the doc to clarify, like, hey, if you want to do this, this is how you can do it kind of thing.
Yeah, though granted, I think their use case is slightly different than what we see
Yeah.
today.
I think it's kind of weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can add needs investigation to this because I think Nick had looked at it and none of us has taken a look at this one, so probably worth taking a look. Anybody up for taking this or
I can take a look.
sure. Can you assign it to yourself though?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Karpenter keeps scheduling pod with PVC on a node that reaches max EBS volume. Keeps trying to reach with PVC on that node. Okay. Time period. Okay, I think
think this one's almost certainly then it needs investigation. Carpenter
yeah.
this today. We do track attachment limits based on the CSI node.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we can go ahead and add that label to this one. And
Should this be in the provider? Does the core understand limits of attachment from AWS? Okay.
Yeah, it does. They should be encoded in the CSI node object.
Okay.
okay. Is anyone volunteering to take a look at this one?
I think we can go ahead and add a help wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Does this belong in this repo?
Sorry?
Does this belong in this repo?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Volume attachment tracking, yeah, is done by the upstream code. I think there is some specific AWS information we inject in via global, but the actual core of the implementation is here.
Okay. I hope I can add the help label.
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to.
Okay. I will go on, move over to the next one. Incorrect daemon set overhead retains tolerations. Doesn't appear to.
I think this is. I think Jonathan solved this.
Yeah, I remember he had merged a PR for this one. Let's see if there's losses. I guess I can go ahead and assign this to myself, and if this is related to the PR that Jonathan merged, then I can just point them to the PR.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. So hopefully it should just be a quick follow-up and close.
Yeah. Okay. Moving over to the next one. Bring back a soft expiration mechanism. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think this is another one. Triage accepted it as a feature, but still need to decide whether or not it's something we want in the project.
Mhm.
Unless anyone disagrees.
Yeah, I think we can go ahead and add that label. We don't need to assign it to someone specifically though, right, Jason?
I don't think so.
Mhm. Okay, then I guess if you could add that label and we can move over.
Yeah.
Thank you. Make consolidate after configurable by disruption reason. Do better control. Hmm. Okay, I guess they want consolidate after specific to each reason. Not sure if we are gonna do that, right?
Yeah, we can do the same thing as others. You can say like trash, accept it, and figure out you would want to take it in later.
Yeah. Looks like Jonathan has responded to it like quite recently. But since he's not here, I would not assign it to him. But if we can add like needs information to this one, that should probably do because we are still waiting on some response from this one. So Jason, can you add the label here?
Sorry, I was responding to the last one still. Which label?
I think we need needs information on this one because Jonathan has asked a bunch of questions here, and I guess we're waiting for a response on that.
Okay, yeah, I'll add needs information after I'm done responding to this last one.
Sure, sounds good. Thank you. Okay. Karpenter will occasionally provision nodes that are way too large. What is being requested?
Wouldn't it be possible for Karpenter to provision an oversized node if it found like a better price on one or something?
That is
This one is weird. Sorry, I was looking at it. They have a topology constraint against instance type,
Oh,
which I've never
Oh,
seen
I
before.
get
So I was like, okay, if you scroll down a little bit, you see it. So
if they have that, and I don't know if there's any other responses, that is absolutely the cause of their issue. That is not supported. Because Carpenter this is just a performance requirement for topology spread constraints, but we will select a domain. That domain may end up being a super expensive instance type. So, and of course, for you to actually adhere to your topology spread constraints, eventually Carpenter would begin selecting those super expensive instance types. So, yeah, I can probably assign this to me, and I can follow up here. Yeah, this is something I think we called out explicitly in the scheduling docs, but maybe it needs to be called out a little bit more explicitly. we only support certain labels for topology spread constraints.
Mhm.
Those being host name, zone, and I think there is one more, but I'm blanking off the top of my head. Oh,
Sounds
custom labels do work, but it's again, like other things do work as long as you're happy with that pick a domain behavior.
got it. Yeah, Jason, I've assigned it to you. Okay. Moving over to the next one. Default EC2 node class half limit breaks IMDS v2. I think this should be a provider issue.
Yeah, definitely. And also, though we can probably, I closed out a similar issue to this not too long ago. You can assign this to me and I'll go ahead and close it out later today.
Mhm.
We are keeping our default. That default aligns with the EKS best practices for security, like not allowing application pods to acquire the node role.
Mhm.
But this shouldn't break anyone long term. This is something that was called out in the V1 migration guide, and you can change the defaults.
Got it.
Or
Okay.
you can use host networking on your pod.
Yeah, so they just disagree with the default, right? And like we're not changing the default.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll take a closer look later today, but yeah, that's more than likely what that'll come to.
Got it. Okay, then. Moving over to the next one. Race condition with node startup tains being restored. Is this related to what Reed you were talking earlier about the tains issue that you were looking into?
No, I should look at this though, because again, I don't know that we're actually enforcing anything here, but I think it might give a little bit more information about how that other issue ended up in the case where they had supplied the taint and then saw an issue where it wasn't, or where the readiness was being blocked. Again, the new logic where this is just an event and not actually blocking things will address this, but should probably be understood how we got into this case and what race condition we ran into.
Mhm.
So go ahead and assign me, please.
Yeah, sure.
Is this as simple as the node came up and removed the taint before the node claim synced the taints over to the node?
So when we go into node claim registration, we sync over all the labels and taints, and during that same sync, we remove the
Right,
unregistered taint.
right.
Yeah, I need to just double check.
Got it. Okay, and Reed, if you could add a needs information or needs investigation on this one. Okay, I guess we can move over to the next page. Oh. It's triage.
I think it collapsed. Some of them closed. So I think it just got
Oh,
moved over to this page.
okay. Got it. Okay. Well, did you raise
Like-
condition? Okay, PDV still block forceful non termination. I believe this is the one that we want to look at. Okay. So clearing to Karpenter termination grace period. Right line of the running. Okay, looks like they have termination grace period. Okay, this is probably something that needs investigation. Configuration.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on a rewrite for a lot of the termination code,
Mhm.
including how TGP is handled. So I don't know how quickly I'll be able to get to this, but unless anyone else wants to take it up, we can assign out to me, and I'll get to it with that.
Okay.
Yeah, as far as I know, though, from my own use and from the tests we have, this should not be an issue.
Right.
So definitely isn't a known bug.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll assign it to you, Jason, and um, okay. Moving over to the next one. Oh, Karpenter downscaler. Mm, Zero node. Okay, looks like they already have it as a private project. They want to open source it.
Yeah, I don't know what the typical procedure, I guess, for these types of issues is. I mean, probably I think Tim had a pretty good response about like if they wanted to donate it. I think a lot of the responses up until then kind of covered why we don't necessarily want to take in a feature like this into the project directly. Um, that like other methods of scaling to zero, like actually scaling your applications to zero with a autoscaler like Kada, is probably more appropriate.
Yeah,
Mhm.
as part of the official process, and this is what Tim is kind of hinting to, any project that would get sponsored would need a SIG to sponsor it. So if the Carpenter project were interested in kind of including this, then we could advocate on their behalf, like with SIG Autoscaling or something. But otherwise, what Tim is saying here is kind of the recommended path. Like we shouldn't just be like, dumping projects on other teams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think we can probably just get a response together and close this one out. You can assign it to me, and I'll work on getting it closed out over the next couple days.
Okay.
So yeah, because while this isn't something we'd want to accept into our project, yeah, if they want to open source it and they get good use out of it, all the better. But
Yeah. Sounds good.
Right. This
Okay.
is totally like an extra life cycle thing. It's like, yeah, like, okay, anyone could write like a cron job or something to kind of do this stuff. So I,
yeah,
I concur with what Jason's saying, basically.
yeah, it's not something I think we want to sign up ourselves with for ensuring it stays compatible.
Right. Agreed. Um, are almost at time. We can quickly look at one more here. Extended resource toleration not supported. Okay, when using admission controller. Oh, shit. Lost. Yes.
I think there's probably several mega issues this falls under. I think that the main one being node overlay. I know there's some historical detail for like there's some historical conversations around why we're not taking Cass's approach of just ignore unknown resources.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I had thought that uh, the issue creator here was involved in that conversation,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe not.
Yeah, I can probably link this one to the mega issue that exists. I think that should be the way to go on this one, right?
Yeah, because yeah, I think we've pretty much said that this is the type of issue we would like to solve with node overlay.
Got it. Sure, I can assign this to myself. Okay, then. I guess we are good and we are at time. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining.
All right,
Thanks.
thanks.